Hey, this is Hongza, and you're listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast.
How crazy is that after that year of not doing anything, you're finally going to be out there playing?
Yeah, man, it's actually like really amazing. Like I'm actually so excited for it because when I started putting music out as Hongza, I didn't really have any intentions of doing anything because the first set of recordings were just previous demos that I had when I was younger, and then the pandemic hit and I was like, do you know what? I need to put out some music, and then things kind of started kicking off and never really got to play a show. But now it's like the perfect timing because I've got 2 years of just pure practice with my band to actually play a gig, and once I hope and I'm pretty sure we're going to be super tight when we do play a show.
So have you guys not played live at all?
Not at all, man. The only live stuff I've done has been like live sessions, and that's either just been by myself or with my guitarist.
Right.
So this is going to be the first one, man. This is the gig virginity losing moment.
Do you have it lined up already? You have a date?
Not yet. Yeah. So we're playing Colours in London for Charlie Ashcroft's night. On July the 1st, man. It's going to be awesome. We're going to open up the show.
That's coming right up then.
Yeah, it's around the corner. Then we've got just announced that I'm playing Wild Past Festival in October as well. And then there's a couple shows that are in the diary that I can't announce yet, but therefore a couple radio DJs, which I'm really excited for as well.
But still, you're moving forward and you're getting out, and we're not locked in the bedroom anymore. That's beautiful. Yeah,
for sure, man. I feel like, especially with the kind of music that the scene and the music that I'm in, it's notoriously known that guitar bands and guitar music we make most of us, well, not sales, but we get most of our activity out of playing live shows. Like streams go hand in hand with live shows. So without the live shows, marketing has kind of been different. I've had to look at it at a different lens and go through social media platforms like TikTok and stuff. But like through those platforms, I've kind of built a fan base. So hopefully most of them will be coming to the shows anyways.
Right. But so I imagine that doing the online stuff is tough merch wise, right? Because people can't hold a T-shirt in their hand to hold the record before they buy it. Probably a little bit of a different swing on how to advertise that or how to market that, right?
Yeah, for sure, man. I feel like I'm still really in the early stages, Bruce, where I haven't got any merch yet or any physical CDs. But I guess, it's also a benefit at the same time because there's really cool new businesses and platforms that are opening up that allows you to sell merch online. Like I've been booked in to do this live stream for this company called O. I think it's like 6 or 7 O's. And it was made by the guy that started Music Ally, which is now TikTok. So it's like a live stream platform where you do like a live stream. So I'll do like a live stream set, and then there'll be like a little icon where people can click on it and they can buy your merch or your physicals right there straight away. So I guess with every closed door, there's a new one that's open.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. I love your attitude. Riina, what you got?
Yeah, that's really interesting what you said about like TikTok and whatever. And apparently you are a bit of an influencer of the sorts. Like how does that go along with the music, and is your account under the name of Hongza as well, or is that a different persona that does the influencing?
Yeah, no, it's still under the name Hongza. So the pandemic started in March last year, and I had so much free time from work. So I was like, I always wanted to be a YouTuber, or I wanted to be like a content creator, but YouTube just takes so long. Like it takes hours to make a 10-minute video, and it takes a lot of brainstorming and time and effort. And then I was like, this cool new platform cool in the brackets at the time, cool new platform has just come out, and you can make like 15-second videos. I was like, fuck it, I'll try it out. And I started making videos, and things were kind of moving. I started off with, my channel has gone through so many stages of what I kind of put out, but at the start of it, it was music industry orientated. So I was showcasing bands, like new bands and cool bands that people should check out. And that kind of turned into a series, and I started gaining followers, and people were like, you should make a playlist, man. Like, we'd love to listen to your playlist and your music recommendations. So the beginning of the TikTok career was being I guess an influencer in the form of recommended music. So I was like, wait a minute, like the light bulb like went on, and I was like, if I get people to subscribe to these playlists that I'm making, and that's from my Hongza account, then that perfectly lines up people to follow my Hongza account to put out music. So when I do put out music, the stuff goes straight to their release radar and stuff like that. So I was like, cool. But then what I realized is that you can't get people to follow your account unless you've released music. So it was like, okay, I guess I've got to release music now. So that's when I released Gone, and then it kind of kicked off from there. But now I went through a phase where I was making just absolute nonsense, where I was just posting whatever I was doing in the day, and people didn't really enjoy that, I guess. But now it's kind of really honed in on the music, and I've started to make a little bit of a niche where I just talk about my music. I do trends and kind of bring it back to like the indie sort of world. So it goes hand in hand. Like I posted a video the other day. TikTok is a really cool place because like there's a culture in TikTok that you just don't get in places like Instagram, where they have Instagram Reels. So people recreate these trends that happen every single week with a random song. So I had a video go viral the other day. It got like 140k views, and people were going onto that video and then streaming the track afterwards. And I've been doing live streams, and TikTok Live has been so amazing because it's the only real avenue that you can do a live stream and get new followers and new fans. And it's this real authentic interaction with people that you get on TikTok, because it's just a phone, your camera, and not that much editing. Like most of the videos on there they don't have any filters. They don't have, the most editing is like putting clips together, rather than Instagram is like loads of filters, like photoshopping, all that stuff. TikTok is so authentic, and people know that if you're not authentic on TikTok, they're not going to watch you. So that's kind of how the TikTok thing has helped my music so far.
Awesome. So I've watched the video, which I think is actually kind of clever, but I also wondered, is there something you want your fans to take away from after listening to a Hongza record or listening to accolades or something?
I think my debut EP is called Gen Z, and I feel like it's my coming of age movie soundtrack. It's for anyone. I guess it's mainly targeted at Gen Z because it's called Gen Z, but I think it's relatable to anyone that's kind of grown up or has grown up in their 20s. So Accolades is about toxic social media culture, and Dream Sleep Eat is about the cycle of online dating and how shit that is. Sorry, I hope I can swear, by the way.
Yes, please do.
Cure Me is about a heartbreak recovery and finding happiness within yourself through finding a new love, family, that kind of process of going past the shit bit of a breakup and like being happy with yourself and content with yourself again. And then Identity Crisis, the last tune on record, is all about my identity crisis growing up as a Vietnamese Asian man in the UK, and growing up not liking my skin color, but learning to love my skin color. And that's kind of like the stages of my coming of age story. And I think what I want from people to, when they listen to the track, is to relate to it, and hope that they can be part of this family and feel like they're safe listening to it, and they can find a little safe room where they can just escape for 15 minutes or half an hour.
Okay, so I asked this question in the last interview too, because we were sort of on the same topic. I'm going to ask you as well. Along those same lines, then you must have stories from people who have sent you messages or run into you and said, hey, this song changed my life, or this song affected me in a certain way. You have some of those?
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I think the most relatable one from people has been Identity Crisis, strangely enough. Like, I feel, especially before the track came out, I was playing it a lot on TikTok Live, and everyone just loved it so much, because I feel like a lot of people have gone through identity crisis growing up, if it's their skin color, or it's just them feeling comfortable in themselves or their weight, or just being a bit of an outcast. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I've had a few of them, and it's really surreal, to be honest. Like, it still blows my mind that people even listen to my music, and when people say that they love the music and they relate to it, it's like, what? It's so right. Nuts. It makes me honestly so happy that people feel this way about it, and I hope that it continues to build. And right now it's a small number of people, like 30 to 100 people, but hopefully you can build it into thousands and hundreds of people. And we just want to build, what I want to do is just spread this. I want to spread a good message and make everyone just feel happy and safe, and good vibes only.
Riina, I got one more.
I think that's very welcome in the world, creating spaces like that and communities like that. So I applaud you on that goal, and I really, really hope that you reach it as well. Because especially like, the world of social media, because it's just, full of hate and just the whole trolling culture and just, people feeding off of other people feeling really, really bad about themselves. So that's just something that if we can in any way make that culture deteriorate from the inside, I think that's the best way to try and do it. So
100%.
Really,
and I feel like we can only do as much as we can. Like, it's always going to exist in the ecosystem of our world, but I feel like if we all can try a little bit harder, there might be a little bit less of it.
Especially
because I think
go ahead.
Yeah, because the problem is like, the silent people. There's a loud minority of very mean people who want to see other people miserable and might even have other agendas to make those things happen. But it's the people who silently watch by and let that happen and don't say anything are the ones who enable that behavior. So if on the other end we have a loud minority who wants to spread love and light as you do, then we can just get those quiet people to just shift towards us. Then I think we have a fighting chance.
100%. I find it a bit mad at the same time, like, why people even want to troll. Like, why do you have the time to sit on a laptop 24 hours a day saying someone's shit or that someone should kill themselves and stuff like that? Do you know what I mean? It's just, it just blows my mind, honestly. Even
more, why do you care? Go on with your own stuff.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Honestly, man.
There's enough stuff. Go ahead.
It's always about, like, the person somehow, well, not always, but most of the time it's about the person having some sort of internal burden or like anxiety about themselves, about their lives, about stuff that has happened to them. And it's like, it's lashing out. It's trying to just, spread the energy that you have received or for some reason have harbored. That is another option. But, but it's still, we're freaking grown-ups. It's not an excuse, Like, I want to understand the behavior and not accept it, if that makes any sense. But, like, understanding it makes it also much easier to deal with,
right?
Because, that it's projecting is what it is.
100%. I totally get that. Yeah, I guess it's a little bit more acceptable when you're like a 13-year-old boy or girl playing COD and telling people to fuck off. But
right,
when you're a grown-ass adult, do you know what I mean? I think you've got a mind to think for yourself.
Right.
Yeah, and it's often the people you wouldn't expect, because we sometimes here in Finland even get like some Daily Mail translated news in our, like, not super great press. And I remember this one story about, like, I guess it was some TV personality who has like this very inclusive and warm and sunny, like, social media and public persona, who's a mother of two children and blah, blah, blah. And then she was caught, like, completely trolling and just harassing some other celebrity woman or whatever. Because it's like, that it's not the 13-year-old boys just being idiots. It's mothers, it's fathers, it's brothers. It's like people you would think knew better, but for some reason they don't, or they do, but they don't care.
Crazy, man. But it's the world of the internet. The world of the internet.
The world of the internet, yes. So let's...
Yeah, it is this field of anonymity that...
I think that's it. The anonymity is probably what does it. So let's bring this back to music here for the closeout here. What do you have planned after these couple shows? You got the record dropped here in May, right?
Yeah.
And then are you already writing new stuff, or do you have like a plethora I'm going to use that word because we like to use big words every once in a while.
Another big word, man.
Riina's the queen of big words. So do you have a plethora of stuff in the works, or?
Yeah, so I'm going in to record my second EP really soon, hopefully in July, working with a man called Adrian Hall, who has worked on like Amber Run, Annabelle Allen, Nova Twins. So it's going to be a 6-track EP. Really excited to work on that. And yeah, just writing at the same time. I've got a bunch of music that I've been writing with a couple of producers, a couple of my bands. But yeah, the plan is to record this 6-track EP, hopefully drop it towards the end of the year and do a couple support tours. And then next year do another, maybe like a mixtape, because I don't think I'll be ready. I'll be at the stage of putting out a full-length LP yet. Well, call it a full-length LP. I can do a mixtape. That's kind of like still 12 tracks. But yeah, probably writing towards that. And then hopefully towards the end of that, we'll be doing a full-length LP. That's kind of goal. And yeah, I'm just trying to build up my own live plot at the moment, working with a bunch of promoters and building myself within smaller cities in the UK. So London's my home territory. So I'm moving out to like Liverpool, Manchester, Brighton, all those places, and just kind of building a fan base through live. And that's it, really. Yeah, just working.
I mean, that's enough, right? Baby steps, and that's how you get there. But baby steps. Definitely. But that's how you get there, and you build that organic fan base, and those are the people that stick with you through thick and thin.
100%, yeah. And I feel like that alongside just putting out TikTok content all the time, because as much as I hate it, I do love it. So it's really fun. It's just a nice little hobby to have on the side. But yeah, I feel like I need to, at the moment, I've got to focus on recording this record and writing as many tunes as possible.
Do you do most of the writing yourself, or do you write with other people?
I kind of have a variety of how I write. So there's days that my writing kind of comes from how I'm feeling sometimes when I'm writing by myself. I like to say that because I'm a Pisces, a lot of the songs that I write are very emotional driven, and I find that when I put music on paper, it's kind of my cathartic release at the same time. Mm-hmm. So some days I write on just acoustic guitar. Some days I just write I demo things up on GarageBand by myself. Some days I'll write in the rehearsal room with my band, we'll jam, or I'll go into a writing session with a producer. So yeah, it's nice to have those varieties, because I feel like sometimes when you write with a producer, it's a lot of the time it's a lot more pop facing, and it has more kind of home lo-fi studio vibes. When you write with a band, you're gonna go a little bit more rocky anyways, because it's a full band thing. You get the tones and the soundscapes and the sonics of a live room and distortions from pedals, and acoustic tracks at home are either turn into like an indie like full band thing, or it can just be like a simple like shoegaze dream pop kind of slow dive my bloody Valentine thing. So yeah, I like having a variety in all of them.
Thank you, my friend. Good luck with everything.
Thank you, guys, man. Thank you so much.
Good luck with the record.
Let's stay in touch, and thank you so much for having me on. Appreciate it.
Be safe, my friend. We'll talk to you soon.
Awesome, man.
Ever wonder what a punch from Elton John feels like?
Or how you'd cope with having turned down the chance to be in Nirvana?
Or what signal Keith Richards gives when he wants you to get the hell out of his hotel room?
Fans of Too Much Effing Perspective don't have to wonder, because they've heard these exact stories and a jillion others on our podcast. I'm Alex Hoffman, former tour manager for Radiohead.
And I'm musician and comedy writer Alan Keller. On the TMEP show, we get guests like Nancy Wilson from Heart, Jeremiah Freites from the Lumineers, and Modern Family's Julie Bowen to tell us things they may have only shared with their therapist, clergy, or a TMZ stringer.
So join us on Too Much Effing Perspective. That's EFFING Perspective. The only podcast you crank up to 11.